All right, we are talking about value in art class today. So we're going to do a fun little exercise that has a value scale with boxes at the top, and the bottom is going to have a ribbon, and we'll learn how to shade the ribbon using values. First things first, I cut my hand. That's what that is. All right, we have a paper that's 9 inches wide, so we're going to put our ruler right across there, and we're going to come in 2 inches, 1, 2, and put a little mark. And then we'll come in 2 inches from the other side. So here's 9, 8, 7. And we'll put a little mark there. Now, while we have the ruler in the same spot, we are going to connect those dots. That gives me a 5-inch line right here in the middle of the paper. All right, I'm going to go ahead and line this up at the 0 mark right here. See, it's not all the way at the edge of the ruler. It comes in just a bit. And see right here, it's 5 inches long. And I'm going to put 5 little tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I'm going to use those to make some boxes in just a minute. I want my boxes to be 1 inch tall. So I'll go ahead and turn my paper. Put that at the 0 mark. And mark 1 inch right here. I'll do the same thing on the bottom. Put that mark there. Mark 1 inch. Good. Now I can line up my ruler. See, I put the pencil mark right on the edge of my ruler, just where I can see it. I use my helper hand to hold my ruler in place. Put the pencil all the way up against the edge of the ruler and pull it across to draw my line. All right, while I've got my ruler here, let me put that at the 0 mark. I can go ahead and measure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can add my vertical lines. There's 1. See what I'm doing? I'm putting a mark here and right here on the edge of my ruler. Just drag it across. Drag it across. Right there. Right there. And right there. Okay, so now we have 5 boxes in the middle of our paper, and they're each 1 by 1 inch square. All right, down here we are going to draw a ribbon, and we're going to fill this with value in just a minute. This is the easy way to do it. Just take a curvy line and then do another curvy line that crisscrosses every time you get to the hill or to the valleys in the hill. See how my line is crisscrossing right there? And then I'll just draw a line that connects those two, and I have a little ribbon. Okay, we're going to be using colored pencils to create our value scales here. So we're going to use any color that you like. Just pick your favorite color. I think I'll go with green today. Now, a value scale is dark on one side, and it gets lighter and lighter and lighter as you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to number each box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, our number 1 is going to be completely white. We're not going to do anything on that at all. Our number 5 is going to be the darkest dark that we can get. So I'm going to actually do that one first. I'm going to take my green, and I'm pressing very firmly. I'm going to even layer that over a couple of times in both directions, so that way I fill in my box well. And that gives me a nice dark value. Now this one, I'm going to lighten up just a little bit. I'm not going to push down quite so hard. Now you see I have 2 different values. But what I want is a steady flow from this darkest one all the way to perfectly white. So this is actually probably a little too light. I'm going to darken it up just a little bit. It's better to go too light than too dark because you don't want to try to erase these. It gets a little too smudgy. All right, now I'm going to do one that's a little bit lighter. So each time I'm not pushing as hard with my pencil to get those lighter values. And right here, I'm going to barely push at all. Kind of like I was just tickling it with a feather. All right, you can clean this up and make them perfect little squares if you want to. But for time's sake, I'm going to stop like that. All right, so perfectly white, as dark as you can possibly get it, and try to stair step it from one to the other. You can always go back and go, oh, let's see, there's kind of a big jump between these two. Maybe I still want to darken that one just a little bit. Yeah, that might be a little better. Maybe I could darken that one. But like I said, it's better to go too light than too dark. Alright, I think that's going to work. Now, for the ribbon, we're going to fill this in and just have a lot of fun with it. We're going to try to do a smooth value change from a 1 level to a 5 level in every single part. Okay? So I'm going to start with nothing. Nothing at all. I didn't do anything. Right here, I'm going to barely touch my pencil, just like I was tickling it with a feather. And as I go, I'm going to push down a little harder, and a little harder, and a little harder, until right when I get to the end of that section, that's as dark as I can get it. Okay? Now I'm going to come in here and lightly fill in the edges so it's nice and clean and crisp. And try to make that as smooth of a transition as you can. Light to dark. I'm going to go again, light to dark, working my way from left to right. So perfectly white. Right here, just gently. Here I'm going to add, actually I'm going to turn my pencil this way. Add just a little bit. Get darker, get darker, get darker. Just like that. If you see big jumps like that, come back over the top and try to smooth those out a little. Alright, and again, I'm going to clean up my edges. Trying to keep it nice and smooth. Alright, I'm going to keep doing this all the way down. Light to dark. And the more you do this, the faster you can do it and fill it in nice and fast. For today, we're doing this in 4th grade, so it's going to take us a while to get to this point. Alright, last one. Dark as I could get. Okie dokie. Clean up our edges, just like that. And you might have noticed that I turned my paper to help me get those clean, crisp edges, and that is just fine. Alright, so that's what we're doing today, and that, my friends, is value.